Buy real estate on Mars fast at $29.99 per acre. Would you ever have thought that living or owning a property on another planet is possible? Crazy as it sounds, but a company called Lunar Embassy, claimed to be the leading celestial real estate agency, said they had been selling land in planet Mars for 40 years. There are also other companies selling lots on Mars as well, but it seems that the Lunar Embassy is the first and the largest. Do you also want to buy land on Mars? Leave your comment below and be sure to give us a good thumbs up and hit the subscribe button so you will be notified for more video updates. Before we travel too far and figure out the cost involved in traveling to Mars, building a home, and sustaining life there, the question is, can we really be legitimate landowners on Mars? According to their website, they are selling real estate packages starting from 1 acre to 20 acres. A minimum standard package for 1 acre of real estate on Mars costs $29.99, which includes the Martian deed, the Martian map marking the exact location of your purchased property, and the Martian codes, covenants, and restrictions. So I guess the answer to the question is yes. With all the chaos and contagion happening on our planet, moving to Mars, though seems like far-fetched, might still be a good idea. No wonder Elon Musk, a multinational billionaire, would want to acquire residency and even retire in the Red Planet. For him, it's not a question of possibility, but timing. As per Musk's timetable, he plans to carry out the first cargo mission to Mars in 2022 using SpaceX's reusable BFR, or Big Falcon rocket, now renamed as Starship. 2 years after that, the first crewed mission is planned to set. At some point between 2022 and 2024, SpaceX might use the interplanetary Starship to launch an ultra-fast city-to-city transportation system. Imagine traveling from New York to Beijing in 39 minutes. So, what if we can buy land on Mars? The next tricky question you probably might have in mind is, how do we get there? Elon Musk wants SpaceX to charge a round-trip ticket to Mars for $500,000 per person, which he thinks is low for people who are capable and can afford space travel. Back in 2004, NASA estimated the cost of travel to Mars to around $10 billion per person. But Tim Urban, who proposed the detailed colonization plan of Mars, said that new technologies can dictate the cost of space travel. So, from $10 billion, SpaceX innovations can bring down the cost to a relatively reasonable price of $50 million per person. The SpaceX's Starship reduced the cost of launch to 1/5 of the standard cost, but the development of Mars Colonial Transporter can help reduce the cost even further by using a spacecraft that can carry 100 passengers as opposed to 5, which is what the NASA estimate was based on. The price of a round-trip ticket to Mars might be able to fall even further. With a price tag for a trip, Musk rejected the idea that moving to Mars is an escape hatch for the rich people and warned that it could also be a one-way trip. The probability of not being able to set foot on Earth again and be buried in the Red Planet is high. They think you can come back, but actually, they're not sure. So let's say we make it to Mars. How are we gonna live there? We might need to work non-stop to build a base. But how about Mars's harsh conditions? Remember that Mars is not terraformed yet. Its oxygen is only 13% and the rest is unbreathable carbon dioxide. Its super thin atmosphere is 100 times less dense than Earth's. Despite the risk, Musk seems determined to pursue his goal for the sake of the challenge. Like climbing mountains, people continue to climb Mount Everest, though many die even before they get to the summit. People love doing things for the challenge. Well, we guess it's either that or a serious death wish. To probe the validity of your precious deed, the Outer Space Treaty, the document established guidelines to ensure equal and peaceful access to space, clearly stated the principles governing the activities of states in the exploration and the use of outer space, including the moon and other celestial bodies. The treaty was signed by 100 nations. It accounts for land property in space, among other things. Article 2 states outer space, including the moon and other celestial bodies, isn't subject to national appropriation by claim of sovereignty, using user occupation, or by any other means. In other words, nobody can claim ownership of Mars or land on Mars or do so with any other heavenly body. But the treaty was modified as society advanced and people became smarter and greedy. In 2015, the United States Congress passed the Spurring Private Aerospace Competitiveness and Entrepreneurship Act of 2015, or SPACE Act, which allows U.S. citizens to possess, own, transport, use, and sell materials extracted from celestial bodies, reported Nature. The new law accounts for the growing interest in mining asteroids, the moon, or other celestial bodies for minerals or other resources. Private companies like Elon Musk's SpaceX will be allowed to set up shop on Mars, mine it and lay claim to those resources, but won't be able to own the land. For those who really want a plot of land in Mars with their name written on the deed, you can still go ahead and buy one. It would be like a joke, an expensive one, and could be a worthy show-off for a person who already possessed everything. By the way, the document won't be recognized by any government authority because the same as property rights, both don't exist on Mars. If you find this video interesting, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you all for watching. Are you ready?